What is going on, guys? This is Esquilo here and I'm bringing you guys my week 3 of the LBA. Originally I intended to live record this battle and I was live recording it, but this battle started to become a lot longer than it needed to be. So I felt that I didn't want to upload a 1 hour video, so I just decided to make a post-com after after we finish this battle. I'll try again next week for week 4 to try to do a live recording, but if the bar turns out longer than let's say 30 minutes, I'll probably not even gonna upload it, just post comment. So this is the reason why I'm doing post com this week. But looking at my team, I'm bringing a rather defensive team. I'm bringing more of an hazard stacking team because I made like 5 teams against this guy, but in all the teams I found that I was super weak to the likes of Garchomp plus Metagross together. So I decided to go a more defensive route and bring hazard stacking against him. So we have our Assault Vest Donphan, our spinner for this battle, and Assault Vest because this way I can take on Zapdos pretty well. If he wants to default, I have a pretty safe switch into it because HP Ice from Zapdos, if he's a defensive, it will be a 4 to 3 hit KO depending on the rolls that he gets. Only way he can 2 hit KO me if it's a Spec Zapdos, and I don't see him bringing a Spec Zapdos against me. So this is why I do have the Assault Vest, because this is a safe switch into Zapdos anytime. After we have our Jellicent, our Bob. I don't know why I always laugh at that name. We have our Bob, the Jellicent, Combo Berry, defensive Jellicent, because looking at his team, the only special attackers he has that would really scare me to stay in with the Jellicent are the Zapdos, and he also had Sylveon, but Sylveon would be basically walled by my Ferrothorn. And Zapdos, I'm never gonna stay on Zapdos. I have 2 perfect switches into it. The first being Donphan and the second being Ferrothorn, even though Zapdos can carry Heat Wave, but I also have my Umbreon. So I was pretty safe in bringing a more defensive Jellicent for this battle. We have Colba Berry, we have Nightshade over Hex or Shadow Ball because Shadow Ball, Nightshade does more than Shadow Ball to a Garchomp if he is a defensive set. Or even if he's not a defensive set, I think that Nightshade does more than Shadow Ball. I don't have Will-O-Wisp in this battle. I have Scald instead because I felt the need that I needed the water coverage, and maybe get a burn or 2 with Scald wouldn't be so bad. We have Recover and Taunt. I have enough. I have 60 Vs in speed, just to outspeed a Vaporeon. If he tries to speed creep me with the let's say 20 to 24 Vs in speed, I can still speed creep that. So I can taunt it first and stop it from wish passing and healing. But he didn't bring the Vaporeon, which is nice because that means I can just fire off Skulls as much as I want. So next off we have our Ferrothorn. I'm bringing a special defensive Ferrothorn because looking at his team, his main physical attackers were the Garchomp and the Metagross, and I need my Ferrothorn to take at least 2 Earthquakes from Garchomp if he's a Scarf set. So there is that, and the Metagross will not with the Hammer Harm, it will hit me a bit hard, but I can play around it, around the Metagross pretty well, so I'm not too scared. I'm bringing Spikes and Stealth Rocks on this Ferrothorn because, like I said, I'm trying to hazard stack his team, and he's only 2 ways to remove hazards, that is Zapdos and the Mega Latias. And Mega Latias, if he brought the Mega Latias, I would have basically free switch every time into my Mega Gardevoir, and if he's a setup Latias, I can still 2 hit KO it even if he's at +2, so that is that. After we have our Umbreon, I'm bringing all my defensive ones for this battle basically. We have Chople Berry Umbreon with the Foul Play, Wish Protect, and Toxic. I had either Power Flying for the air cross there, but and then I changed to Sucker Punch, but I decided that Toxic ultimately would be the best option, just so I can wear down things like Arcanine and Zapdos if they are indeed defensive. And then I do have my Jellicent to stop Vaporeon from from cleric around the battle. So that was my main strategy around these 4 Pokemon, and they cover each other pretty well, especially against his team. And then I decided that I needed some offense, and I was juggling about which ones to bring. I knew I wanted Megarvar because Megarvar basically just punch a hole into his team. If you guys can notice, his only way to basically threaten Megarvar is Assault Vest. I was gonna say Fairturn. Assault Vest Metagross, which will be able to take Shadow Balls for days. So that's his only way. And the way I saw it was, if his only way is to stop a Megarvar is the Metagross, I'm gonna bring Victini, and I'm also bringing a special Victini because physical Victini would be completely useless against his team. He has Intimidate Arcanine that can just take those V creates for days. He also could bring a defensive Garchomp that could just wall my Victini and wear me down with Rough Skin plus Rocky Helmet damage. And he had the Mega Latias that if it's defensive can just wall Victini for days. So I decided to bring a special Victini with Glaciate, Blue Flare Psychic and Thunder for this battle because with Victory Star all these moves are have a better accuracy, so I'm pretty much safe to hit most of them. Thunder still has a shady accuracy, but it will still be way better than having a 70% accuracy. So this is why I brought the special VTD. Also, it just straight up takes out the likes of Garchomp. It doesn't matter his set unless it's Yachi Berry Garchomp, which I don't see him bringing. If he brings the Garchomp, it will be either defensive or Scarf. Swords Dance would do a lot of damage to me, but to be honest, not trying to be rude here, I don't think he would see this weakness, because I think it's the first league battle that he's in, and Swords Dance Garchomp would just run through my team hands down and would just 6-0 me. So looking at his team, he brought the Chinchino, Metagross, Amoonguss, Arcanine, Zapdos, and the Garchomp. Out of these 6, I saw Metagross, Arcanine, Zapdos, and Garchomp as a must on his team to bring. Amoonguss does nothing against my team unless making this battle longer than it needed to be, and Chinchino can do some work, especially with his set, because I think he was a choice banded set. So I saw his team and I saw Novoporian, so I decided, okay, let's just lead with my Donphan. If he leads with Garchomp, I can just go for a nice chart and scout what kind of dam or what kind of set he is. If I do over half, I will know for sure that he's a Scarf or offensive. If I do under half, I know that he will be defensive. But he withdraws straight away. Good move on his part, as I just went for the Ice Shard. I could have gone for the Earthquake, but I wanted the Ice Shard as the priority and just to scout straight away what kind of set. If I went for an Earthquake, I would probably be able to take out this Chinchino with an Earthquake plus an Ice Shard. So I'm gonna withdraw here, fearing a Bullet Seed. I'm gonna go straight out into my Fairthorn as he goes for the U-turn, and he's gonna get some Iron Barbs damage. I don't have Rocky Helmet, which is unfortunate, but this Chinchino will be whittled down by the Iron Barbs, and he's gonna bring in his Arcanine, and I'm not gonna stay in, that's for sure. I'm not trying to risk my Fairthorn this early in the game, because Fairthorn is super important in this battle, and I'm just gonna withdraw into my Jellicent. I have two perfect switches into this Arcanine, Umbreon and Jellicent, because they both are physical defensive and they can chew any hit, especially Umbreon if he doesn't have close combat. So he's gonna go straight for the Flare Blitz, and Jellicent's just gonna eat that up. We're gonna see that he is indeed defensive because it didn't do much, and if he was more offensive it would do a bit more. So I'm gonna go for the Scald. I have no reason not to, as he brings in the Amoonguss. I knew Amoonguss could come in, but I just wanted to fire off a Scald. Maybe try and get a burn, but I didn't get the burn on this Amoonguss. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna taunt him, because I don't want him to Spore. Because I was predicting the Spore on my switching, but he actually just went for the Giga Drain. He just went for the safe play. I probably should have just gone straight away into my Fairthorn, but I was also fearing him being a substitute leech hit set, which would be super annoying to deal with. I am not gonna lie, that would be super annoying, because I would have to bring either my Gardevoir or my Victini just to break the damn sub, as he could just get as much health back with Leech Hit as he wanted. So I wanted to taunt this Amoonguss straight away. And now I'm gonna go into Fairthorn, and he predicts this pretty nicely, and he goes for the Eden Power Fire, but I'm not worried because I am a more special defensive Fairthorn. As you guys can see, I was not at full health, and it still is a kind of a 3-4 hit KO if I don't protect on one of the others. So his stock is gonna wear off, but I'm not too afraid at this point because I have my fair turn on him, and he can't really do much against it. So I'm gonna start hazard stacking this guy, and the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go for the Stealth Rocks. He brings in the Zapdos, and he's definitely gonna scare me out with the Heat Wave. And I know I'll probably leave it, but I don't want to risk Ferroton because my only way to really get health is with my leftovers and try and get a Wish Pass from Umbra. So I'm gonna go into my Donphan, which is a perfect switch as he goes for the Thunderbolt actually. Pretty nice, and now I'm gonna go for Stone Edge because I know this will do at least half to these Zapdos. He's gonna go for the Eden Power Ice. As you guys can see, it's a 3-2 hit KO, and I missed the first Stone Edge. It's no big deal because I can still go for another one and still force him to either roost the next turn or withdraw. But I missed the second one, and I'm like, okay. So I gotta withdraw here, and I'm gonna go into my Umbreon because I know another one's gonna come, and I don't want to risk Dolphin just yet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this Inner Power Ice, and I'm gonna go for a Wish. And he actually brings in the Among Us, which is kind of annoying, to be honest. As I went for a Wish here, and I think I go into my Ferroton right here. I could have gone into my Dolphin, but I didn't want to risk him going for a Giga Drain and get a crit. I was also in range of a Giga Drain. That's right. I calc this. I was in range of a Giga Drain from Among Us, but he actually goes for the Spore, so it was nice me going into Ferroton. So I'm back at full, and I can start going for Spikes now. And this battle is going my way at the moment. I'm in total control of the battle. As he goes for the Eden Power Fire, as you guys can see, it's a 4-hit KO with the leftovers recovery. And I go for my first layer of Spikes, so now I have Spikes and Rocks. Fortunately, he still have the Zapdos that could have been now at much lower health than it is now, because it's at full health, because I didn't hit the Stone Edges, which was shit. So I'm gonna go for the Protect here, just to try to see what he does, as he goes for another Power Fire. I get my leftovers recovered, which means that now it's again a 3-hit KO. So he's gonna withdraw here into the Zapdos, as I just went for my second layer of Spikes here. And as you guys can see, Zapdos is gonna take the 25%, and unfortunately for me, he could have been a much lower health now, which means that I could have maybe make a different play if he took a Stone Edge earlier on. At this moment he will defog. I know he will defog. There is no other reason why he would bring Zapdos here. If he was at the lower, if he was much lower, I would have brought my Mega Gardevoir right here. But I'm gonna bring my Umbreon because I'm seeing this opportunity as trying to get a Wish and go into my Dolphin to try and make it to try Wish Pass into my Dolphin. This Zapdos is just gonna defog, as I said. I would have gone into my Mega Gardevoir, but I know that from that range I was not gonna be able to take it out, and he would just go into his Metagross. So I had to go a bit more the longer route and go into my Umbreon and try to Wish Pass into Dolphin. So I'm gonna withdraw here in Dolphin as he brings the Garchomp. The reason I did this was I tried to make a gamble. Garchomp is basically his only rocker apart from the Metagross, and I thought that he would maybe try and go for the rocks, but he just goes for the Earthquake. I should have probably stayed in and just go for a Foul Play, because I think I do that now, because I know I can take an Earthquake as he withdraws. He saw right through me, and at this moment I don't have the best switching into Zapdos, because you know, Heatwave could be a thing on Zapdos, and I'm not trying to get a Earthquake on a Heatwave on my Ferrothorn. So Foul Play doesn't do much on the Zapdos, and here I think I'm gonna try and go for a Toxic, as he's just gonna withdraw into the Among Us, and this battle is gonna be either Ferrothorn versus Among Us or Among Us versus my Umbreon, and it's just gonna be a pain because this Among Us does nothing in this battle unless just switch in to make the battle longer. So he's gonna withdraw, he's gonna double out into Arcanine. I think he predicts my switch into my Ferrothorn, but I just went for a Wish. I wasn't really scared about the Spore because I do have the Ferrothorn, and I'm pretty sure he wouldn't go into Ferrothorn. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go into my Jellicent to try and pass what the hell, to try and pass the wish as he goes for the flare bleach, which is perfect because I'm gonna be at full health, or at most at full health after the wish, as this Arcanine is gonna take some damage. So I think here I make a double into my Gardevoir, predicting the Amoonguss to come out, but he actually stayed in, and I think he went for a crush here. I think he did. But I do trace the Intimidate, which means that I'm not gonna be taking as much damage as he does go for the crush actually. So I pulled the wrong double, but as you guys can see, crush doesn't even do 25%, so if I had sub I could have sub up on this guy. But he's gonna withdraw into his Metagross. I knew this was coming, and I made the right play here. I just went for a Will-O-Wisp because as soon as I burn this Metagross becomes useless for the remainder of this battle. So I make evolve, I go for my Will-O-Wisp, this Metagross is gone. Ha! Psych, guess what? I missed the Will-O-Wisp, and after this Will-O-Wisp miss, things just went, just took a turn for the worse. So I'm gonna go into my Metagross to take anyone hit this guy wants to do, and he's just gonna go for the bullet punch. And at this moment, I'm like, ugh! I'm screaming at the game because this game is just screaming over at this moment. This Will-O-Wisp was super huge on this Metagross because this Metagross now is at full health. Not full health because Iron Barbs, but yeah, you guys know what I'm saying. It's not at it's not burned, it's at full health, and it will keep on coming on my Mega Gardevoir as much as he wants. And the one more wrong bad prediction on my part will cost me a lot. So I went for my Stealth Rocks there because I know he was going to switch out, and he brings in the Arcanine. So I'm going to go into my Umbreon now, expecting the crunch, because I've been switching my Jellicent on this guy every time. So I decided to go into my Umbreon this time, and to take the crunch. He's gonna go for the Flare Blitz, and as you guys can see, Umbreon is just tanking this Arcanine. I could have soloed the Arcanine. I'll go for the Toxic. I missed the Toxic.
Oh, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Fuck you.
What did you know? What did you fucking know? I missed the Toxic, which is huge as well, because it means that this Arcanine can just keep on coming in after the rocks are defogged away, because he can defog the rocks away with Zapdos pretty easily against my Ferrothorn and my Jellicent. So this Arcanine will be able to come in, and he doesn't have a healer, which means that Arcanine can just keep on coming and coming and coming, and won't be able to, and he won't be taking that residual damage that would be pretty awesome. And as you guys see, he doesn't have leftovers. He's actually a Rocky Helmet, so there is that. So he's gonna bring Cinchino. I'm just gonna protect on my wish to get the health back and see what he locks himself in, and he locks himself into U-turn. So I'm just gonna go into my my Ferrothorn just so he can get that Iron Barbs damage. I know he's gonna bring in the Arcanine, but he actually brings the Amoonguss, and I'm like, why you brought the Amoonguss? You're just gonna make this battle longer, because doesn't matter how much you either power fire me, I will be able to be still at a good amount of health and just going to Umbreon to Wish Pass. So I'm gonna go for the Garball. I wanna see what kind of set his Amoonguss is. Garball did a bit more than I expected, which means that he is indeed more special defensive. So what I'm gonna do is I think he went for a Spore here, predicting my switch. So I'm gonna switch out here into my Mega Gardevoir to take on the HP Fire, because I know it won't do much. And what I'm gonna do is just fire a Psychic, because he's in range of a Psychic at this point. So he's gonna go for the Hidden Power Fire. As you guys can see, it doesn't do much. And with Black Sludge recover, now it became a rule. But I'm still gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for the Psychic, and the HP bar is going down, but it's not enough. The Amoonguss leave. He gets a useless special defense drop, and he's just gonna go for the Sludge Bomb. Luckily, he doesn't get a poison. If he got a poison here, I would just close my DS. So right here, I'm gonna go for the Shadow Ball, because he takes out the Amoonguss. I'm not trying to get my Gardevoir just kill, and if he brings the a Metagross I can deal some damage to it since it's not leftovers either, so he's gonna bring the Metagross, I knew it, but I couldn't just go for the Will-O-Wisp and him staying in with the Mungus. So from this damage it is clearly a Saltwest Metagross, so I'm gonna go once again into my Ferrothorn just to take on the Metagross as he goes for the Bullet Punch. So here I'm thinking, okay, I have Rocks up, he has that Arcanine, and he has that Amoonguss. This is the best opportunity for him to go into Zapdos and defog my Rocks away or my Hazard. So I'm going to double out into my Victini because after Stealth Rocks, Zapdos would be in range of a Blue Flame. But he stays in and he goes for the Earthquake. He told me after that he was actually sacking the Metagross at this point, which is fair. So basically I put my Victini in a very bad position. I go for the Blue Flare just to take out this thing, and I take out this Metagross of the cost of losing half of my HP, more than half, almost my whole HP on my Victini, and at this moment I have 3 more hits in me. But he has this Garchomp and he has the Arcanine that has the extreme speed, so my only 2 other ways to actually move into this battle with Victini is to switch in on Zapdos or the Amoonguss to take on those and just fire off safe Blue Flare. So I'm gonna go into my Ferrothorn because I know I can take 1 or 2 Earthquakes. I think I go for a Protect just to get some more health. No, I actually just to go for the Gyro Ball. I should have gone maybe for the Protect first. So I'm gonna go for the Gyro Ball here, and as you guys see, it does a lot. So he is indeed Choice Scarf. So, but I'm gonna die to Raw Skin, which is unfortunate. At this point, I was just like, oh man, fuck this game, man. This bar didn't go my way. Until Donphan missed the second Stone Edge, I felt that this game was in our hand. I had this game, but it just didn't let me. The game just didn't let me win this one. Spoilers. So he's gonna bring in the Arcanine as I think I pulled a double. I think I did. Yeah, I pulled a double, predicting the Zapdos to come in, but he actually brought the Arcanine, and at this point I was just like, whatever, just kill me, just kill my Pokemon. Because that was basically my last DTF. And at this point, you guys probably don't realize by how the battle goes. It's 57 turns, but now we're on turn 45. But the time at this time was at 5, I think it was 5 or 6 minutes. So I felt like if I the play that I did with Victini there, I went into Umbreon to scare out the Garchomp with the foul play, and I switched out into my Victini on the Zapdos, or predicting the Zapdos, but he went into Arcanine, and at that point was like 7 minutes or something like that on the clock for the battle to end. So I just decided, since he brought the Arcanine, there's no point trying to make this battle longer than it need to be, so I just let him kill my Victini with the extreme speed. But actually then I just sent in my Gardevoir just so for him to kill, but he makes a play. I think he switches out, I can't remember. The battle is happening in front of my eyes, but I'm still talking about what happened. But at this point I basically just gave up. There was not much I could do anymore. I was also super frustrated of how the RNG was against me in this battle. I really felt that we could have won this battle, to be honest. So at this point it's just Zapdos against my Jellicent. I just go for Scalds for as much as I can, just to try and get as much damage, or even get lucky and take out the Zapdos. But he goes for Roost. At this point I screamed at my own screen when he went for Roost, because there was no need for him. I go for the Scald, I get a burn. I think I get a burn, yes, I do get a burn here. And but these Zapdos can just take me out with the Thunderbolt at any point, so there is not much left in this battle. I only have my Umbreon left. At this point I think it's 4-0 or something like that. But actually with Thunderbolt, which is nice. So I go for another Scald, and I'm just stalling out the commentary because this battle is over at this point. I think I still get 1 kill on him. I think Arcanine still dies, but this battle just screwed me over. I felt like I still put myself in a position where I could have won, but it was just how am I gonna say, it was not meant to be. It just was not meant to be for us to win this battle, so we're gonna lose. I think it's 3-0 or something like that. I still go into my Oberon here. I think I go for foul play and then go for a wish. As he goes for the defog, I don't know why, to be honest. And I go for a foul play here, and unfortunately it's not enough to take him out with the burn damage because of leftovers. And at this point I think I still went for a wish, just on the off chance he tries to defog or thunderbolt or whatever. And he dies and I'll be at full health, so yeah, there's that. But I think this is basically the end. He brings Arcanine, he goes for 2 or 3 Flare Blitzes as I go for my wish, and then I just keep on going for foul plays. If this guy was toxic, this battle would be way different as well, because as you guys can see, he was able to bring Arcanine a lot on this battle, and he wasn't getting any residual damage. Here is where I find out he was Rocky Helmet, to be honest, but so it was kind of a suspicion because I didn't see whatchamacallit, leftovers, and it would make sense to bring a defensive Arcanine with Rocky Helmet against my team for Victini, so it wasn't really surprising. So that toxic damage would be super good. I finally hit the toxic, not that it matters anymore, I'm just trying to, I don't know, take the differential down as much as I can. And he goes for a Flare Blitz here. I think I try and go for a wish here. No, I lie. I went for foul play. I should have gone for a wish and then for a foul play. But it is what it is, because now he's just going to take me out with the Flare Blitz. He doesn't die to toxic either, but if he was toxic before, he would die, so there is that. But this battle was just not meant to be. I didn't feel that Marcus outplayed me. He did make some nice plays, I admit that, but overall, in the grand scheme of things, I think that we had the upper hand until I got screwed over by Hux. I'm gonna say I think I lost this battle to Hux. I think that we would have taken this battle if we didn't get screwed over, but this is the game we play. There's nothing I can do, so now I gotta focus on week 4 and try and get our first win there. But this LBA season is not going the ideal start. Week 1 we lost basically because we got the minimum of the minimum of the minimum of the rules on the Mega Manetric with the +2 Lucario, and this week this happened, so those were 2 games that we could have won, so we would be at 2-1. Week 2 we lost, and Sophie outplayed us. That Scar featured won her the battle, but I felt like this week this battle was ours, but it was not meant to be. But this will be all for today, guys. For next week we face Dylan and the Arizona Abbey Ponds. No, sorry. I think he changed his name. The Brooklyn Badettes, something like that. I'll try to live record that battle, but if it turns out as long as this battle, I'll just post comment again, so there's that. But if you guys enjoyed this battle, please leave a like, comment, and I will try and catch you guys next time. So peace.